Damn, that seemed like a long drive today. I'm gonna have to do something with this beard. What y'all think I ought to do with it? Oh, three, what's up? Playing with old beard, trying to decide what I want to do with it. And it's multicolored now. Oh. 4 people and 1 like. Damn. Y'all come in mad at me? Jim Dunn. Where'd you end up at today? With you, you're lucky it ain't in jail. Well, I'd hate to see you in a scale house. Rico, what's up, bro? I can picture you in a damn scale house bouncing off the damn wall talking to DOT. They'd probably piss test you right there on the spot. On sale, they might tell you just turn around, driver, go back the other way. I'm picking on Jim Dunn, folks. He likes it, so don't feel sorry for him. Oh, well, I'm at the yard. Can you tell how excited I am? They got me a load out of this area tomorrow going down to Laredo. A one-stopper. It ain't too often I get a one-stopper. Oh, hopefully it ain't a one-stopper where I got to tailgate the whole damn load. Yeah, full load of... That whoops my butt. Venom, what's up? Oh, I done got my paperwork done and turned in, and Sean, oh, hello. Got my DEF pumped, and warmed me up some dinner. Carlo, what is going on, bro? My brother from another mother. But we got the same father. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Damn, it was a long ride today, though. Jay, howdy again. I'm like a bad penny, man. I keep just showing up. As long as you hit the like button, man, that's all that counts. Somebody didn't, but we know you did. I warmed up one of them hamburgers from last night. Grandma threw leftovers in one of my Go containers. Last night we had cheeseburgers, actually. Some green peas, which I don't like. James, what's up? But last year at Christmas, Dollar Store had a hell of a sale on green beans, corn, and peas. And me being a thrifty shopper I grabbed a few cases of each. Green beans went first, because I ain't a big fan of peas. But now we got peas. We're scratching around figuring out what we're going to have with it. We had peas. So she threw, there was one burger left over. One of them where you tear a piece of bread in half. And then you got enough bread for both sides. That and a big old container of peas she sent me. And a few chips that I wasn't supposed to have. Only way I like them damn peas is if you make a cream pea out of them. But I ain't supposed to have that either because of the starches. Now, let's see here. I would not joke about the like button. Oh, working on my YouTube business cards. Oh yeah? If you got a good place to do them up or something, let me know. I've been threatening to do some up. I don't know why, but I've been thinking about it. Boy, that ain't no lie. Yeah, that's ham. I love green beans, especially the French cut. Oh, but the peas, well then why the hell do I want to chase these around on a damn plate? They keep rolling away from me. You gotta have a piece of bread to cut them off at the pass, and I ain't supposed to have the bread. And Vistaprint. I'll try to remember that. Well, actually, I have 8 people and 7 likes. I'll try to remember to tell my boy about that. I want to do the picture of my son, the one where he's cooking. I want that on one side. Then my email, my Facebook, and my YouTube channel on the other side. So, oh yeah. Well, now see, now we're talking about fresh green beans. Now I love me some fresh green beans and new taters with some bacon in them. Now we're talking. 500 for 10 bucks, huh? That ain't all bad. I'll attempt to look them up later. No promises. I'm doing much better. Last week was a little hard on me. I had multiple things going on. Then with Mama dying, that just kind of took the wind out of myself for a little bit. Well, I sat around and collected my wind. As y'all seen, you know, I came on a little bit, so but I didn't come on near as much as I used to. But I'll get back up to par. I'm much gooder now. Like I said, we knew Mama was, I mean, she was 82. We knew she was going. And she wasn't in the best health. But still, just the initial shock of losing another person, much less your mama, it kind of, it'll wear on you. Oh, okay, Carlos. Well, that's cool, brother. Well, hell, you know computers, go set it up for me, man. You know, the round icon that has my son standing there in his chef clothes presenting the steak, burgers, whatever it was? That's what I want on one side. Then you can get my email address and all that stuff right off here. It'll save me a headache. I don't do that computer stuff well. That's what I got little Joe for. And that part, dadgummit, he's a chip off the old block now. He's got one professor that's been giving him a hard way. She's a die-hard liberal. And guess what? My kids ain't liberals. And, well, I got 2 girls that I wonder about. But the boys damn sure ain't. And he had issues with her last semester or whatever it was. And he had her as an instructor or professor. And she's also on his master's board. And I don't know how all that nonsense works. But she tried to fail him in her class. And he was going to withdraw and all this because she was just hard on him. There was too many things wrong with him. He was a white male and a veteran. I mean, how close to the devil can you get, you know? And that's how she looked at it. And he's an older one. He's like 34 now, I guess. Maybe 35. And she's used to dealing with these 19, 20-year-olds. And she was trying to throw her weight around. That wasn't working real good with him. And he's argumentative. I know you find that hard to believe. So she wasn't going to let him withdraw, and he shows her in the school codes where he can withdraw, and she, oh no. She showed him in the school codes where he couldn't. And then she told him point blank in his face that if you fail my class, you won't get your master's, much less your PhD. And basically laughed in his face about it. He come unglued, not on her. But when he got talking to me after class that night, he was pretty tore up. And I told him, son, don't do nothing stupid. I said, get your emotions under control. I said, go to bed. I said, you get up tomorrow morning and you think about it. You know how to work the system. Y'all know my favorite saying, learn the rules that we're playing the game by and use the rules against them. And that's exactly what he did. So he got talking to her boss, and her boss told him, which was another lady, told him, go to the VA and get me this letter on their letterhead, and I'll get you out of that class. So he went over to the VA and talked to who he had to talk to, and they gave him that letter and said basically what she wanted said. He took it back that afternoon. An hour later, he was out of her class. She was fit to be tied. But she's still on his master's board, whatever it is. She ain't the chair, but she's on the board. Well, back in June, he filed all of his papers because this is his last deal. In December, he gets his master's. Everybody had signed off on the papers they was needing to sign off except her. So he finds out today that she's holding up his stuff, and I didn't even hear about it till it was already done. Little part, used the rules against her again. So now the chair of his committee done sent him an email and says, I will personally walk this down the chain and get all the signatures and get it turned in. If there is a fine, which he got a letter from the master's board telling him that you're late and there will be a $100-some-odd fine. So his chair told him, says, no, you wasn't late due to you. You had your stuff turned in 3 months early. If there's a fine, we'll take care of it. So I told him, I said, that woman just wanted you to come crawling to her and beg her to sign that damn paper. She's used to dealing with teenagers. She ain't used to dealing with a man that knows how to go around stuff. And that's why she don't like you. So, James, who the hell you calling ugly? Yeah, that's the thing, Sean, is just losing your mama is hard. Oh, gee, thanks, Carlos. Yeah. James, you off of here? Well, you dirty rascal, badmouth me and then run. Carlos, I gotta love you. I can't reach you to slap shit out of you. You lucky I don't come to California. Well, Brandon, well, hello to you and her. I need some help with Carlos. He's ganging up on me. Oh, I bet you he's got them kids over there helping him come up with stuff to say. So anyhow, that's what's going on in that boy's life. So I've been not asking him to do anything right now for me. He's got 3 courses or 3 classes left that he's taking right now. And all 3 of them are real heavy in writing. And now he's a smart feller, but unfortunately he took after his daddy in more ways than one, because he, one of the big papers he just did, which was 25% of his grade, she gave him an A- and told him he would have got an A if he had done proper grammar and punctuation and all that stuff. And I'm like, damn, son, with all the people you know and the computer stuff you know, you couldn't have something do it up? JJ, what's up? I'm at the yard. Well, I thought it was 20 kids and all your relatives all living in a 1-room house. Well, you got to watch it. Him and JJ get going every once in a while, Brandon. Then all we can do is step back. Oh, I think it's some kind of cartel clash between the 2 of them. I ain't sure. Oh. Later on, I might do a video. I started to do it before I went live and seen how late it was getting and went live first. In a Volkswagen, why not? I didn't start it. I got you. And everybody is trying to learn how to say, will you help me push my Chevy? That Cheech and Chong movie. That's where I got that one from. What was that? Born in East LA or something like that? Where he got deported. And he's down there giving English lessons to the ones getting ready to come across. And one thing he's trying to teach them is, will you help me push my Chevy? Oh. Uh-huh. Brandon, we know where your head is. Evidently about this high above your neck. Well, what he meant, he was getting into the ashtray. Digging out his brother, Uncle Bud, and his cousin Roach. Oh, me, oh my. Well, the damn yard ain't changing none. Well, other than the boss brought in a couple of his older trucks. He got old slant-nosed Kenworth over there. I ain't sure what year, how they all look the same. It's a day cab. It's got to be 15 years old. Then he brought in a Peter car over there. I think that's one. Now the owner of the company, he's got several little farms around here and he's in the cattle business. And I think that Peter car is the one I've seen hooked up to a bull rack. Along I-90 eastbound. Well, where you at on I-90 eastbound? Well, let us know how that USX works and who was your last company. Well, actually, that's where I was running late this morning. I just threw everything on the bunk back there and got to trucking. But I can clean it up. Look at this. Look how clean that shit is now. What up, Trucker D? He's really big to be mad, is he? Oh. I don't remember where I was at when I seen that Peter car. I took that picture about 2 weeks ago. Then I forgot about it, and then today I thought about it and went ahead and posted it. But it was at a Mac dealer or Kenworth dealer. One of the places I delivered to. DF Carriers. Yep. What up, cuties? World of cuteness. I hope you're a female with all of that. Right? I hear you, Jay. Anthony, what's going on? Yeah, I just hung up from Grandma. She was going to bed. Oh. Telling me that I should. Told her I couldn't. I had to do my nightly live feed. Oh. Well, good. The headset's charged up now. Get that thing on the charger. Now y'all are on the charger. Well, I ain't got a problem with automatics. I prefer them anymore. Tanya, what's going on? 2 hours left on 70. Well, you better be finding you a good place to camp out. Go contact that guy that was trying to correct me on my video about running on recaps. Oh, hell no. I ain't glad to be back in the saddle. It was a long ride today. Dude, I'm ready to retire. If I could afford it, I would. Yeah. Actually, what is it? The coffee cup up in that area ain't all bad. Most of their parking is dirt, but gravel lots. But well, you know the old saying, the hardest thing is getting started. Then this morning I woke up late. I'd planned on leaving out at my regular time, which is 8 o'clock. I wake up at 7:30 saying, oh shit, and having to wake Grandma up. She's usually up 5:30 in the morning, and she went to bed plenty early last night. I went to bed a little after 11, and I'm usually always up by at least 7. So being I needed to rock this morning, we both overslept. So I smacked her on the fanny and said, get up, old woman, and I hit the shower, and she started taking care of business. And I got to the truck about 8:30, just slung everything in here. Only thing I took time for was to put the food in the icebox. Oh. Now when I go back there in a little bit to go to bed, I'll straighten it up. Put the canned goods up, and unless anybody wants to volunteer, come do it for me. Oh, yeah, I didn't think so. Damn it. Sapp Brothers, I like them. There ain't too many of them left. Right? What's your video idea for me? So you thinking I shouldn't have showered this morning? Is that what you're saying? Told you I got up and hit the shower. Well, that's cool, Trucker D. No, you ain't. You hurt my feelings. I'm turning into a snowflake. I'm gonna melt. I'm very curious about the Schneider training and how that works, man. So please keep me updated. Well, they're 18 days. They're supposed to put them through the paces and teach them all about the Qualcomm and their way of doing stuff. And I think they got some pre-trip and backing to do. They sent them out on the road with a trainer for a week. So they make sure that they start teaching them right. Now that's what I've heard. That's what I want to hear from them. So, and if that's the case, I've already been telling some to check them out. We got enough dumbasses out here that don't know how to drive. All they did was get their CDL from a school, then they go with some company that wants to instantly make them a co-driver. They put them in there with this trainer that still needs to be trained. So, and that's a whole lot of our problem out here, is these big major companies are just basically taking them out of CDL school and throwing them under the truck. Here, you on your own, learn. Oh. Well, see, I'm better than you. I shower every Monday whether I need to or not. Ain't heard of no road closures, but I don't go out there much. I don't want one from you, Carlos. You probably didn't shower. You're probably judging me by you. Thank you, Trucker D. Remember now, when you get over there and get talking to any of the upper echelon, I would like to do a phone video with them. And I'll record it and ask them some stuff and see how it goes. And I'll put it up on my YouTube channel. Yeah, see, 3 days. All they wanted to teach you was how to do their paperwork so they can get paid. That's about it. The main thing they keep you for 3 days is so they can find out if you pass the drug test or not. They think you're doing bad drugs. If you can show them you're doing good drugs, it'll only been a 1-day orientation. Well, that's what I've heard, Anthony. JJ, still on drugs. Right? Well, that's just part of the trucking where it gets stretched out. Yeah, 3 days and a co-driver. Right? Yeah. I had a cousin. He was damn near 20 years older than me. I hadn't been out but a year or two. And there's one little company back in the hills that a lot of my family has drove for, Old Outlaw Outfit. And he was trying to talk me into going out and team driving with him. So we went over there to check them out, talk to them, meet them and all this. They took me out there and they had a flat top international single bunk. And that's what they was going to put us to work in. I just commenced to laughing at him, told him that ain't going to work. I ain't sharing part sacks with him. Well, he said, well, the only thing we got left is the drug test and to get you a truck. I said, you ain't got to test my drugs. I only do good stuff. I don't do none of the bad stuff. My cousin from the school he was in, you didn't even talk about drugs. I thought he was going to pass out. Then he gets telling the whole family about that, of course. All right, Trucker D, good night. Yeah. Well, technically, you're supposed to carry a logbook with you. That is one of the things. Well, the 3 companies that I have drove for that's had e-logs, all 3 of them expected you to keep paper logs. This company furnishes them for you, and I've had to use them. So the bad thing there is so many of these new drivers coming out, they ain't got a clue how to use a paper log. I mean, absolutely none. Hell, I had to teach Michael how to use one. Oh, Brandon. Burn, boy. Yeah. Well, Nomad's going into training. He just got his first student. And his first student has more driving experience than he's got, which is a good thing. Jay, that's bad, dude. Oh, I like Street Outlaws now. He got you, Carlos. You got to admit it. Tell your Uncle Bud and your Uncle Roach and all of them, just go ahead and load up. See, now some people are going to be hiding in the background and thinking y'all are racist. I have to line them out and let them know that you are. Well, you races as fast as your slow truck will let you. And you can go do Street Outlaws with Jay. Is it a new one, Jay? Or is it just a rerun? I had to explain to one driver a little while back. Told him I was playing Dragonfly. He didn't know what Dragonfly was. Oh, well, cool. They'll be recording at the house. Brandon, I'm like you, dude. I'm not racist. I love to cut up and pick on any and everybody. And Carlos is obviously the same way. So, and he said it numerous times. He don't give a damn if it's Mexican jokes or not. He just wants to have a laugh. Yep. That's exactly it. Drag it up one side of the hill and let her fly off the other side. Get that Arkansas overdrive going. I had to, I don't know, a couple years ago now, a year or whatever it was, right here at this place, they don't want us to go over 80 rolling off a hill. And the head mechanic and the safety guy was trying to tell me how you got to put it into neutral to get it to go 80, and I said, you're so full of shit. You need to go get in one of them wagons loaded up, take off down there towards Fort Smith or something. Get out there on 49 and let her down there on the south side and tell me. It couldn't have been about 2 months later. Head mechanic does have a CDLs. And he told me, them damn things fly off a hill, won't they? And I said, yeah. Did you put it in neutral? He said, oh, hell no. I said, exactly. Only a damn fool would put a truck in neutral, much less flying off a hill. That's a whole new definition of stupid. You ain't even got to have a thick skin, really. You just got to have a sense of humor and don't wear your feelings out there on your sleeves. You know? People like to joke and cut up. Oh. Well, I try to be honest with you, all according to Papa Joe. That old boy I chastised last night and this morning, I think he loved my channel. He ain't made no more comments on that video. And I was really nice to him. I mean, I was real nice to him. Simply because I did want to bite his head off, and I made it a point to be nice to him. Well, exactly, Carlos. Especially on the live streams. It is getting to be a good community. Y'all are getting to know each other. Everybody can lighten up a little bit, joke and carry on. As long as you don't pick on me, I'm good. Oh. He came in earlier, Brandon. He's in here for a minute. Was it this one or the one earlier today? No, he was in today because I asked him how far he had made it. He's bouncing off the damn wall somewhere. His wife's probably got me on that big old 60-inch TV they got watching this on there, and he probably getting his feelings hurt. Well, good for him. He's jealous. His wife likes me better than him. I tell you what, JJ, if that happened too often, I'd be quitting that company. Okay, he was one of the first on here. I thought so. JJ, you're just jealous because you can't be as good looking as me. Just, you know, you might as well make peace with it, dude. You can't deal with the chick magnet. Period. Oh, I don't do the sugar coating well. Exactly, Brandon. Oh. Did you hear about that Swift driver that cut those other 3 drivers the other day with that razor? It would have got more of them, but his extension cord was too short. Oh. Sometimes I wonder about that. Now, I got a fella out there in California, he's a little light in the loafers. Too much sugar in his tea. He sent me a few messages. I ain't wired that way, boys and girls. I'm quite happy with a woman for my wife. I am not confused about my identity. I know which bathroom to use. Uh-huh, you love it, Carlos. Carlos, stop it. You jealous rascal. if I wasn't so damn busy delivering freight for the whole United States, then I would be in the movies. Can y'all see me out there with them bunch of dumbass libertards? I don't think they'd let me make too many movies. I'd get kicked off the lot. What up, Scott? They're picking on me, buddy. Help me out. Looks like Lassie, was it time to get a dog tags or a haircut? MD, what's up? Yeah, there was another Swift that shot, oh hell, probably 12 people. How's that at Love's? Luckily his gun ran out of water. Oh, these are all so old. Damn. Oh, JJ, you're being mean now. Thank you, Anthony. That's all right. Enjoy it. Here in about 2 months, it won't be hot out there. Then you'll be saying, damn, where's that heat at? Tucson can get some wind blowing across that bad boy. Them nights out there in the wintertime, oh shit, it can get cold. People think the desert's always hot. Of a night, you wish it was. Uh-huh. I've been debating on what to do with it. I don't know if I want to go with a goatee again or start the Fu Manchu stuff again. But it's starting to bother me. Yeah, it does. Hell, I already know you don't care. You wouldn't even come meet me. I got over there that close to you, what, 3 times? Always got an excuse. He's afraid he'll be embarrassed by the comparisons. And now they're not sending me over that way. Uh-huh. Now if you want to see me, you're going to have to go to Laredo. I ain't been down there in a few weeks. I like your wife more and more. She's a sweetheart. See, she didn't sugarcoat that for you either, did she? Oh. Should have stopped at Love's and got me some ice, and I didn't do it. Good night, Sean. Be careful, brother. Oh, hell no. I'm happy with the one stop in Laredo. For me, that's a long ride. That's 700 and change, a little bit of change. Well, to downtown Laredo, 734 miles. That's a long run for me anymore. Well, I get to just let her ride. I don't have to stop every 2 or 3 hours to deliver some nonsense. All right. Well, thank you, Scott. That was cool of you, brother. Still ain't figured out how y'all do that. I don't see nothing on mine to show that. There's Stone. Uh-huh. Oh. Uh-huh. Stone coming in with the jokes. Did you hit the like button? Where you at, Stone? How's that team driver working out for you? Y'all still getting along? Don't want to hear you sharing the same bunk. Then you're getting along too damn good. Fremont, Indiana, heading to Oregon. Well, hell, somebody got to go to Oregon. Might as well be you. Michael's out there in Vegas taking a few days off. Damn, 7,500 miles this week. That's pretty good. Now, if you can only maintain that. How's that deal working out with the hours? They're not letting you run that 8.5, 9 hours a day, are they? Since you talked to her about that, now she's giving you all hot loads. Oh, they got to go. Yeah. Well, that must only be on y'all, Scott. Well, he's still new at it, Brandon. He's still got the romance of the road in his blood. I tell you, first 5 years out here is fun. The second 5 years is eh. The third 5 years is getting to be a job. The fourth 5 years, well, I try not to use that language, but it goes with job. Oh. You're in lust with the road. You think any more about that big old Peter car I found you? I got a feeling if you called them and offered them $30,000 for it, you'd have a truck. Well, exactly, Scott. Oh, it'll last a couple years. Well, I just kind of sit back and watch them and remember back in the day. Back in the day, I tore some miles up. My first 5 years, if I wasn't doing 4,000 miles a week, I was mad. And many a week I did 5,000. Which you tell these kids that nowadays, you can't do that. That's illegal. And I have to tell them, no, you can't do it. And I never got busted. It's all in the paperwork. Uh-huh. Well, that's good. Ain't nothing wrong with cutting up. Boy, there's scrap metal bins full again. Yeah, exactly. You can't do that. That's against the law. Yeah. Makes the time go by, and laughter's good medicine. How many of y'all remember that? What was it? Humor in uniform and laughter is the best medicine. That was my first thing I always read. Uh-huh. Well, my wife thought I was pulling her leg. She thought it was just trucker stories, and then she met one of my old bosses in Chicago. And he told her the same thing I did. He told her he hadn't never had a driver get that damn many miles. You didn't run double logs, dude. You ran triple. And then once they came out with a loose leaf, oh man, loose leaf log, that was a driver's dream. And then if you didn't have to get receipts for your fuel, see, my son tried to get me to do that up there in, what is it, Idaho or somewhere up there where they got that big sugar beet thing going on. Oh, he was in Minot, and a bunch of them, they would take off during the sugar beet deal, and they'd go down there and run sugar beets. He was trying to convince me to come out there and do it, telling me how it paid, and I started telling him how mine paid, and I'm like, son, I'd be going there for the same money and working harder. Why would I want to do that? I debate on doing some oil field stuff, but I'm just too damn old and wore out for it. Well, you damn sure got rid of your bill of lading as quick as you could, and some habits are hard to break. I got some blank bill of ladings over there now that I could fill out, and I've had to. Remember where I was on the missile silo? Them boys didn't have no bill of lading. I picked up mattresses there here a few weeks back. Damn good thing I still carry them. So, but yeah, I was known to hide the original bill of ladings, sometimes literally with the load. Fill out my blank one without a time and date on it, or the time and date I wanted it to say. Oh, you can buy them at truck stop, Stone. To this day, go in there and look in the paper section with all the forms and stuff over there. You can buy a blank bill of ladings today. And you still need them. Like I just said, I had to have them a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was. and look him dead square in the eye and lie like hell. You remember that old song, Rock Island Line? Oh. I got, let's see, what was it? I got livestock. I got livestock. I got all livestock. Yep, exactly. And the same thing on the other end. You have half a dozen drops on the other end and only show one. And I had some of the fastest loads you ever seen. 15 and 30 minutes to get loaded. Showed my 15-minute dock duty. 15 minutes to get loaded and I was gone. One of my pet peeves was watching these truck drivers carry all their stuff into a truck stop and sit in there trying to figure it out and running their mouths. Like, man, just shut up. Go to your truck and do that. One time did I take all my stuff in with me. That's when Grandma was with me. She was inside doing laundry. So while she was doing laundry, I toted all my stuff in and got it lined back out. So, yeah, my banker and mama tells me I ain't ready. Yeah, but see, back in them days, Carlos, you had them toothpicks that had different flavorings on them. And they had some with cinnamon. Them rascals got hot. Oh, you start chewing on one of them hot toothpicks, it'd wake your ass up. Oh, I did all that stuff off coffee. I had a brother that I taught him how to drive over at that outlaw place I was talking about, and he was in a bad wreck where a kid got killed, and the brother tested positive, but the sheriff messed up and didn't get him to sign off on his sample and took him out of that building into a totally different building. So when he tested positive, brother's like, I never even took one. And they couldn't prove that he had signed off on it and took one, so that piss test disappeared. And he got telling that company how I was out there doing all this chicken feed. Oh, I came unglued. And dude, I got news for you. I don't do it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, if I was running with one of y'all and said, hey, Papa, let's do this. Now, I might indulge a little bit, but I was not one to chase it down and all that. I know too many people that spent more time chasing it down than they made up on the running. I just went trucking. Had 2 or 3 thermoses of black coffee, and you become a professional at pouring that stuff bouncing down the road. Yep. This place I'll probably have to go pick up my own load tomorrow. Dude, I'm here to tell you, from the time you turn in their driveway to the time you're turning out leaving, if you're 30 minutes, they done took too long. I mean, you pull up there, they tell you what dock, they've already got it staged. You pop your doors. I slide my tandems when I pop the doors back into that dock, and they'll holler at you as you're walking by. Hey, you load such and such? Yes, sir. You go in and get your paperwork and come back out. Well, week before last, the load that took me home for Mama's funeral, I didn't even get the first 2 drops punched in my GPS, and I was loaded. Oh yeah, yeah. If you go back in the archives, I tell a few stories about that CB. I used to have fun on that CB. You get 2, 3, 4, 12 of you rolling, kind of like this live streaming. You get 3 or 4 guys with a good sense of humor. Oh man, you'll laugh your way right through the night. See who can tell the biggest lie. Well, and that's why I'm not so excited about the trucking today. And you can't tell these new drivers how it was back then. They just don't believe it. No, they just can't imagine what it was. It was actually fun. We made less money per mile, but we took home more money. I'll tell you something else that always blew my mind. Now, I was out here when the speed limit was 55, and we could get by with running 80 or 100 mile an hour across a lot of places. Then when they speeded the speed limit back up, then they started busting you for 5 miles over. Really? In my fine state of Texas, they was very aggravating. They started doing that split speed limit, daylight and dark. Then they started doing the car and truck speed limit. And they was busting people left and right all through the damn late 90s and stuff. They're like, then George got out of office. Oh, they treated us like crap back then too. You know, but the camaraderie out here is what it was. That's what made the difference. You get to a truck stop, everybody wasn't just sitting in their trucks. You'd go inside and you'd sit around the liar's table and see who could tell the biggest lie. And we actually talked and held conversations. People would tell you where your shippers were. You didn't have a smartphone or GPS. You had to rely on your fellow driver, a telephone, or that broad up there at the fuel desk that had been working there for 30 years. No, JJ. Well, actually, you could, but that's only if something really stupid happened. If you was out of hours, and you'll send a wreck, and there was a fatality or something. So you can't just literally say no, you couldn't, but the odds are you wouldn't. I mean, we got busted many a time. I only got busted once in my career for being out of hours. And back then, they shut you down for 8 hours. You didn't have a 10-hour break. You had an 8-hour break. And they give you a ticket, and they put an out-of-service sticker on your window. And you sat there for 8 hours, supposedly. My wife was with me. I was in Lexington, Kentucky. They had a couple of local city cops that were DOT trained, and one of them bussed me, and I was supposed to sit there 8 hours after I took a nap and everything else. I started going stir crazy after 6 hours. I ripped that shit off the window and I left. My wife about had a fit. She just knew I was going to get caught and go to jail. And I said, they better have a pretty fast car. I bet it did, Jay. I just answered that one, Stone. Well, and you remember during that night and day, it started getting, the sun started setting. You had so many trucks that wouldn't turn their damn lights on, so that if they did get stopped, they're like, well, officer, it wasn't dark enough for my lights. Oh, I hated that nonsense. And they still got it, where is it? Montana or Wyoming, or I think Montana. They still got the night and day speed limits. I ain't sure if it's just on the back roads or what. But yeah, they still got that nonsense out there. Oh, it changed for several different reasons. The biggest one is what I'm doing right now, talking on my phone. You know, they got so crazy on their prices in the truck stops, we started figuring out how to cook in our truck, so we wasn't going in there for dinner. You could sit in your truck and talk on your phone to whoever you wanted to talk to. You wasn't in line waiting on a payphone. You got the GPS and the internet to tell you where you got to go, so you don't have to go in the truck stop. Modern technology is what ruined the camaraderie out here. And even before that, in the early 2000s, all that damn race fighting nonsense. Oh, it was ridiculous. Oh. That's why I don't run that CB. Well, right now I don't run it because it's broke. I think I blew a fuse. And don't care enough to look and fix it. But that's why I quit running that damn thing. I got so tired of all the cussing and arguing and fighting. The language really got gutter-mouthed out here. Oh, it was bad. Everybody trying to cuss worse than the guy before them. Oh yeah, I remember that. And my pretty red slippers, and I'm going to bed. Well, you know, Stone, if you'll watch, whenever you go into a restaurant to eat or watch the cars going by you, they're not conversing. The passenger's on the phone doing their thing, texting, doing Facebook. Hopefully the driver ain't, but I've seen them doing it as well as the passenger. And you see same thing in the restaurants. They're sitting there, 3 or 4 of them at the table, and every one of them's got their phone out. You know, I'm like, you don't have to text each other. You're right there. You can talk. And that's what's wrong with a lot of the youth. You know, they're at home playing on their phones, computers, their games, and all this. And they don't know how to come out here and hold a conversation. They can't do it. No. Exactly, Carlos. Well, if you can find a team that'll do that. Back in the day, that was not unheard of. You'd be on that radio hollering and letting them know you got shut down. Now, if the DOT was on top of their game, they wouldn't let the truck leave because the driver that was going to relieve you and drive across the line, he wasn't a company employee for your company. and you would have to get a permission slip for him to drive it. Just like they used to want us to have permission slips for any rider in your truck. Really? I never got asked for one even once. Of course, I never did have them. Well, I did with this company. When Mama rode with me here, I had their little slip. Oh, this dumbass here that's our safety guy, he used to be with J.B. Hunt, and he loves to quote J.B. Hunt. He actually, in the first and only safety meeting I went to with him since he became the safety guy, he actually stood up there and told us that he didn't think trucks were made to go over 80 miles an hour. I busted out and I said, damn good thing you didn't ride with me back in the day, because I sure would have showed you. 80's good for getting in the big hole. And that's just his mentality. Right? Well, if you're doing 67 in California, you're doing good. Yeah, and you know where that came from too, don't you? Oh. Well, dadgum, boys and girls, we're over an hour already. Almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to give it another 14 minutes to 11 o'clock. Hell, they've got a fence up. They won't let him out of California. That's a sanctuary state. He has to stay there or he gets in trouble. He's scared to leave there. Just like the trucks. Time flies and so did the trucks. Oh, they hate it over here when I get talking to them and I tell them, I never thought I'd drive a slow truck. Well, your truck can do 72. I know, that's what I'm saying. Ain't that slow? That's a shame. Uh-huh. I heard someone said earlier today, I don't know if they're joking or what, that Trump and Mexico signed a new agreement, some kind of new trade agreement or something. See, now there was somebody got a big old yard. Well, no, it ain't too big. They got a yard there in Kingman. Who is that Gainey? No, not Gainey. Garrison? Can't remember who it is. But at one time, and they only run teams out of there, back and forth East Coast. I was trying to get on with them. I forget who it is now. Garrison. Is that who it is? But I had a decent partner that I would have took on, or a friend that I would have took on as a teammate, because I could trust him. I think that's what, R.E. Garrison? Is that who it is? NAFTA is out. Right. Someone's got one there. And they run out there and drop them, then somebody else takes them on into California. That's my kind of trucking. Oh, I hear sirens. Let me close my eyes so they can't see me. And he's getting closer. Trying to see what it is. No, can't tell. Yeah, it's a little cop car. The Popo. Well, he didn't come in after our truck. That's what I'm afraid of, JJ. I'm going to point at our truck just came in. It was him. Oh, goodness. Well, I hope the general manager don't come in and wake me up again in the morning. I'm going to actually close my curtains so the breaking daylight don't wake me up. Maybe I get sleep for an extra few minutes. Right? Well, I hope y'all are registered voters and going to vote. And remember, Republicans vote on Tuesdays and Democrats vote on Thursdays. Uh-huh. I can tell you took your night meds. They got you seeing stuff again. I had that little alligator in our pond when I bought our place. All them damn teenagers wanted to go down there and catch it. They had done watched the Swamp People and thought they knew about catching alligators. I'd leave him alone. What are you going to do with it? I'm going to let him get big enough for a pair of boots and a person. They didn't understand. Oh, dadgum. Well, boys and girls, I'm going to call it a day. Just because I try not to use other kind of language. I appreciate y'all coming in. It was a good night tonight on here. Had quite a few good laughs and got to talk about the old days. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. We got 6 minutes. I'm quitting early, right? I don't get to sleep till the crack of noon like you do. What did your brother or whoever was with the birthday balloons all up in his truck, what did he have to say? Jay, you enjoy your evening, brother. Another damn snowflake. JJ, I had you figured for better than a snowflake, man. And what did your, whoever was you pranked last night? Was he threatening to whoop you? Ah, some people makes you wonder why you even try with them, right? Good night, Carlos. Glad you stopped in, brother. Rest of y'all, I'm going to get off here and go to bed. I'm tired. It is getting to be more fun. We're doing fine. Thanks for making it in, darling. Oh, what an ass. Take a ball bat to him. That'll put a little humor in him. Take his knees out first. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you, so do I. I appreciate y'all coming in. It was fun tonight. Y'all have a good evening. Get you some sleep. Good night.